Hi guys. First of all, want to formally thank everybody for buying one of our grips. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you probably already bought one of these, if not a gifted one or what have you. Regardless, you are supporting me and my business, and I highly appreciate you guys. What I have here specifically is the basket weave in sage, or our green that we offer. And I'm going to show you an in-depth installation guide. I'm using a 4-3 Tokyo Marui black base, but pretty much the installation follows suit with other versions of Tokyo Marui Hicappas, WeTech, pretty much anything that is TM Hicapa spec. You should be able to take our grip, no problem, because our grip is Tokyo Marui Hicapa spec as well. Installation super straightforward. Let's go ahead and open up our packaging here. Put the packaging off to the side. Our grips pretty much include two things. We got the grip itself. We got the hammer housing. If the hammer housing is a little tight in the back, that's okay. That's normal. That's to be suspected. That's just because of the paint. All of our grips are painted and lasered in-house by hand, one at a time. So they come out looking really sharp, really clean. Installation, like I said, super straightforward. It's pretty much a total of three screws we got to take out. We got to take out the trigger, the mag release, hammer housing, sear, and pretty much put all the stuff in here. And we could even reduce one step depending on what hammer housing you like to use more. So let's go ahead and start. All we're gonna do is just take off our slide here. You just pretty much come back, make sure that this point meets up with this point, take out the slide lock, put that off to the side, and slide should come right out, and that's it. We're pretty much done with the upper. We shouldn't have to touch the upper at all. At this point, we're gonna take out this screw, and this screw. So 2 grip screws, 1 frame screw. So let's start with taking those out. I like to disengage my hammer. Pretty much puts a little less tension on the grip when you go to take it off. So 2 grip screws are out. And the grip screws, you'll need an Allen key. The frame screw, you'll just need a screwdriver. And there you go. At this point, we're pretty much done with the frame. Now we can focus in here on the grip itself. You're just gonna need to push this pin out. It's, it's nothing special to it. I just specifically have a little push pin. You could pretty much take anything that's small enough. You could even probably reuse the same Allen key that you used just to push it out a little bit. I like to pretty much hold it like this and then push down on the grip just so this doesn't slip and scuff anything up. But once this little pin is out of the grip, you can just push out the hammer housing, take out your sear spring. I'll show you how to install this again later. And then at this point, the only thing that's stopping us from completely putting this aside is we just are looking for a little flathead. Again, super easy. Allen key, screwdriver, flathead. These are all home tools, nothing special. So you're just gonna take your flathead, push down, turn left, and then your mag release should be able to come out no problem. And then you just pull your trigger bar straight out. Make sure not to really mess with this. The trigger bar, at least, if you don't feel very technical savvy, just leave the trigger bar alone. At this point, if you did buy a replacement trigger and you wanted to replace it, you could just go ahead, pop this pin out, put your trigger in, put it back, and move on. But at this point, we're pretty much done with our old grip. So we can put that off to the side. At this point, you're gonna wanna take your new grip take your hammer housing out. Take your trigger with the trigger bar. You want it to be slanted down, you know, at this angle as you put it in. You don't want it to be the other way. So slanted down, and it fits right in. There's no, doesn't fit tight, nothing. Again, TM spec. You're gonna take your mag release, just go ahead and drop it in. So you're taking your flathead, you're wanting to find kind of where it meets in, push it, turn right, and then that's it. So now your mag release is in. If the mag release fits a little tight in here, at this point, all I would recommend is you just take your grip and just press your mag release a couple times. The paint may be fitting it a little tight on the mag release, but again, after 10, 15 presses, about 20 seconds worth of work, it'll be back to normal and everything's fine. So at this point, now that we have our trigger bar, mag release, our hammer housings taken out, we could go ahead, grab our frame, just line it back up like such. Take the same Allen key that you took out the grip screws, go ahead and drop in the grip screws. There we go. Super easy installation. And then that's it. So at this point, all I'm doing is just checking the grip screws themselves, making sure that they don't poke too far forward. Not that it's a real issue. It's just something I like to do with all the Hicapas. At this point, you should have your grip on your frame, your trigger bar installed, your mag release, your 2 grip screws in, and then we don't have this in. I do this last. So if your hammer is back like this, just pull your trigger in this direction. So pull it, give your thing a little shake, give your gun a little shake until the hammer releases, and then you're gonna pull that back. At this point, this is what your gun should look like. Pulled back. You have your hammer strut in there. Go ahead and just pull your hammer strut back. And this is what it should be looking like right now. You're gonna take your sear spring. This is where most people mess up. So you're gonna put your sear spring. There's a little line right here. There's a little notch in your sear spring. You're just gonna line that up. What you are looking for is to make sure that this arm lays on top of this silver piece, and then that the middle arm lays on top of the black piece, and the hammer strut lays on top of the middle arm. It's honestly super simple. It's just in the little details that people miss. Then you're just gonna close up your beaver tail, make sure that the hammer bar or the hammer strut sits nicely in the middle, like such. You could go ahead and hold it just like this. Now, at this point, this is where you can make a personal decision and see which one you like more. This has smaller texturing. This is a little bit softer. This is a little bit harder texturing. I prefer the harder texturing on the TM, but I know a lot of people prefer the soft. So at this point, I could show you how to change your hammer spring setup to a different hammer housing. It's fairly simple. All we're gonna do with the gun is just gently put it down, so that way you don't have to remess or realign any of your parts. Take the same thing, same little push pin on the TM housing. There's gonna be this little bar. All you're gonna do is push down towards the pad and then push the pin outwards. So we're pushing down, pushing outwards. Pin gets out of the way. The spring and the pad come right out. And then just go ahead and reuse the pin For the new hammer housing, take your spring and your pad, take the same push pin, push down, kind of hold it in place, find whatever's comfortable for you, take your pin, oops. This little pin just keeps coming right on out. Hold on. Okay. Oops. All right, so at this point, you're gonna have to make a personal decision which one you like. Genuinely, I like the TM hammer housing more. I like the texturing on it better. If you like the texturing on the provided hammer housing, all you do is you're just gonna push this down, take this pin, put the internals back in here, and then put the pin in. It's super simple. So what we're gonna take with this hammer housing, make sure that the hammer strut is still in the middle. Take your hammer housing. You're gonna want the hammer strut to meet in the pad. So I like to hold the gun pretty much upside down, so that way the hammer strut falls downwards. And then it goes right in, no problem. Take our pin. I like to grab the butt of my screwdriver, doesn't leave any scuffs or anything like that. Put the hammer pin or the grip pin back in. And we're just about there. Then we just got the frame screw. So I got a little bit better fitting screwdriver for these frame screws here. There we go. And then all you're gonna wanna do is place it in here. This screw is gonna be a little tight. The hole in the grip to place this screw is not pre-threaded, but it is pretty easy to work in. You just gotta make sure you have a, you don't need the exact size screwdriver, but you're not gonna wanna, screw this with an obviously small screwdriver because you're just not gonna get any grip. So I like to put all my tools away. That's just more of a personal preference. Put that off to the side, put the old grip to the side. Now at that point, we've already installed it. We're just gonna pull the hammer back, push this little pin in, make sure everything's kind of out the way. Make sure our upper perfectly fine, slides right on. Put the slide lock in. And there we go. We have our grip installed. Looks awesome. Probably my favorite pattern on my favorite colorway. And there we go. Feels great in the hand. If you have a little bit smaller hand, you're going to appreciate this grip. It feels way better, has nice cutout on the top, lets you check up on the grip better, and then it has a nice little cutout here. Perfect little spot to lay your middle finger. Feels super comfy. Really nice grip. without being aggressive. So if you wanted to wear this with a glove, you didn't want to wear this with a glove, your hands aren't going to get all scuffed up at the end of your day of playing some airsoft. Again, I appreciate you for supporting the business, buying one of our grips, rocking it on your Hicapa. It's people like you that keep it going. So thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more stuff like this, more content like this, I'd advise you follow me on Instagram. Consider joining the Patreon. I drop a lot of high detailed level stuff just like this, installation videos, reviews. And thank you so much. Have an awesome one.